What up, YouTube? I know we haven't been working on this truck because we have a lot of things going on, but today we're finally going to start installing the front king struts. And we're going to start off by removing both front wheels. I got it up on Jackson's right now, so I'm going to use the impact to remove the wheel. Alright, so I don't know how well you can see it, but this strut was pushed back a little bit, and that's because this lower control arm is, I guess, bent out of shape. I checked the mounting points and they all seem pretty good. So we're gonna replace this side, this lower control arm, and the upper ones are gonna get replaced by Mazzulla. So we're gonna get the tie rods right here, remove them on both sides. The sway bar is gonna have to be removed, and we'll see what else. We're learning as we go. Alright, so remove both tie rods from both sides. And oh shit. So you gotta store some of your tools, just so you can have them on the go. You know, you just have them right there. If you ever break down, you know where to find it. I was actually looking for this the other day, but alright, we're gonna start removing the strut and the upper controller. And what I'm gonna do is remove these 2 bolts on here, remove the 3 bolts up here, and then remove the bolt from the controller arm that's bolted onto the knuckle. And I'm gonna remove these 2 right here. Also, this ABS line has to come off. I guess I'm just gonna unplug it there and remove these 2 bolts up here, and everything should come off. So I'm gonna get to that. Oh, and by the way, when you remove this, you have to find something to put under this, or maybe a bungee cord or something. I'm just gonna grab that wheel and put it under here so it won't go all the way down. And so after hitting it with this big ass hammer, I was able to break it loose. So now I have to remove this, and this should go down. Hold on. Alright, so now all I have to do is, on both these control arms, I'm gonna have to cut this bump stop right here, and install the Mazzulla. And that's pretty much it for this side. On the passenger side, I am gonna have to remove the lower control arm. We bought an OEM one from the dealer, so we have that one ready to go in. Alright, so we're on the passenger side, and I'm gonna do the same thing. Unbolt this line from here and here, undo the clip, let this loose, bolt this ball joint, and hammer it, and undo those 3 nuts, and take it all apart. I don't think you guys want to see that all over again, so might just do a time lapse right now. But on this side, I am gonna replace the lower control arm. So we cut the bump stop off of both sides, and I'm just gonna clean it up with the flat wheel and spray some paint. Once again, these are the control arms. Now we're gonna install them. They go in here just like this. Finally gonna install the coilovers 2.5. There's a reservoir, and the kit comes with these brackets for the reservoir, and there's a bag with bolts and nuts and washers. Also has these clamps to clamp the reservoir onto the bracket, and this bracket goes here. It has a bolt hole, so you could put the bolt through the bracket and bolt it down to the coilover, and then the reservoir sits on here, and you use those clamps to hold it down. So this is how the bracket goes for the reservoir up here, and it's held by this bolt that goes through the coilover up here. Alright, so on the passenger side is going to be a bit more complicated because we have to replace this lower control arm, and I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it because I have to put, I think, connect this upper control arm back to the knuckle, and then I'm going to unbolt those two back there, and then remove this one, and hopefully I could knock it out without having to remove the axle shaft. I was able to break this ball joint loose, but now I have to take off the axle because I can't slide it off. So we're gonna run to Harbor Freight real quick and grab a 35 because the 36 fits a bit loose. We're back. We picked up this box with all these sockets. It has a 34, 35, and 36. See if any of these fit. Try the 35. Fuck. I have to hammer it on there. Give it a try. I'm gonna try to take out the axle and pull off that controller. Alright, so we got it to sit on top of our knuckle stand that we have. Hopefully it doesn't get dirty. And now we're gonna work on removing this lower controller. We're able to remove this bolt because there's nothing in the way. But for the back bolt, we're gonna have to remove the sway bar, and I think it's two 10mm sockets, so we could get that bolt out and slide this control arm off. We finally got the control arm off. We removed the rear sway, or the sway bar, to get the bolt, one of these bolts off. Now we have them. Oh shit! Kind of had them lined up right there. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but it doesn't, the holes don't line up as they should, so that should fix our problem that we're having. So this is the junk control arm, and we're gonna install this new one. This is the part number. You guys have to make sure you guys get the one either for stamped steel or I forgot what the other one was called. I'm gonna throw it on there and up this bottom nut to 40 foot-pounds. This one right here. And then this top one, it's a 12-point socket, half 12-point socket. And that one goes to, that one should be torqued at 80 foot-pounds. What we did is we used a ratchet strap. We were trying to pull the lower control arm and upper control arm together, but since we have the brake line and all that, all I did was wrap it around the upper control arm, and I have this one side of the ratchet strap between the lower control arm down to my jack, and the other side also down to the jack, and I have the jack putting some tension on this lower control arm. That way we're able to torque these down without a problem. So let's do the other side. There you go. That's how we installed the Mazzulla upper control arms, the King coilovers 2.5, and the passenger side lower control arm on this 2016 Z71. So now all we gotta do is just put the wheel back on, and we're gonna mess with the adjustments later on, see how it sits for now, and then we'll go from there. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.